weight and sin, which is so easily ensnaring us. And let us run with endurance in the race as it's set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. That's the basis of what I'm going to talk about. Baggage draggers and how to increase your faith. Many people wonder why they're not happy, why they can't wake up with a smile on their face. Often it's because they're dragging around all sorts of baggage. Somebody offended them last week, so they packed their pain in the bag. A month ago, they lost their temper, so they put that in the bag. They said something they shouldn't have, and maybe someone else suffered, and instead of apologizing, they're just carrying that weight. You have anger and doubt, and you've stashed that along in your bag. Growing up, maybe you weren't treated right. Maybe people talked about you. Maybe you were bullied. Maybe you had a lot of peer pressure. Maybe you succumbed to all of that. You put that in a big bag. And then maybe you were in a bad relationship. Who in here has had a bad relationship? I should raise up both hands. Hallelujah. That I'm free. But all of us have had some type of bad relationship, whether that's male, female, one of our best friends, maybe it's our cousin, maybe it's our sister, maybe it's our mother. No matter who it is, we've had some type of bad relationship. And if we have not allowed God to set us free, then we've tucked that away in our bag. And sometimes when you're hurt, you drag those bags everywhere. Maybe if you get into a good relationship in church, you might leave those bags at the door. But the minute somebody hurts you, you say, you know what, I knew they were going to do this. So let me go get my bags and carry it with me, because that's what I need to keep me calm. That's what I need to keep me comforted, because I know that I can control all this. We can't control that. We've got to leave those bags. And sometimes we unpack our bags. We unpack our bags. Have you ever been on vacation? And you packed all your stuff in there. And when you got to the hotel, you unpacked it nicely. You put it in the drawers. You hung it up. Hung up your nice dress, your nice suit. Put your shoes down. Well, guess what we do with all our pain and all our anger and all our problems? If we're carrying those bags, we unpack it every now and then, and we count it. And we say, I remember her, I remember him, and I remember they did something, and I remember Sister Billy. I remember I couldn't understand her. And we pack it all back in. And we tuck it neatly so we have room for more. We don't need to carry that stuff. We need to let it go. And we need to look to God to help us to let it go. If we don't, we're not going to be able to have a new beginning. God can give us a new beginning. God didn't create us to carry all those bags from place to place. In fact, He told us to lay our burdens down so that He would carry us. He said, don't let our sin entangle us. So if you have an attitude with someone and you're angry, you let go of your faith because you're saying, I'm going to let this control me. Don't let somebody control you. You have to let it go. I will give you an example. Just yesterday, I was in tears. I've been working on the relationship with my dad for a long time. And there were times when I was young, and sometimes I think maybe that's why I got into a lot of bad relationships, because I was looking for that love. I was looking for that affection. I was looking for all those good values that I wasn't getting. I just got negativity. So if you hear that negativity long enough, you become that, because you're allowing it to come into your mind. If you don't stop that, it's going to set in, and it's going to become a part of you, and it's going to go in your bag. So the other day, I was talking to my dad. He had some issues at his house. We're contractors, so we went over and we tried to help him out. And he didn't tell us everything. He didn't tell us that he had called the insurance company. He didn't tell us all the things that he did. So I was beginning to allow his manipulation, his lies, to control me. But the minute I remembered how good God is, and how he set me free years ago from that pain, I said, you know what? It's okay. Because if he wants to do this, if he wants to do what he wants, that's fine. That's up to him. God gave us free will, so he can freely choose what he wants to do. I said, but you know what? So can I. And I choose to not even let it bother me. So the minute I said, I was just angry for a moment. And sometimes it's okay to say, you know what? Let me think about this. Let me make a choice. You have a choice. Am I going to take this path? Am I going to take this path? Take the path that God says take. Amen. Vengeance is his. Amen. You don't retaliate against somebody else because they did you wrong. Because you're going to trap yourself. Because you're going to trap yourself, you're going to put that in your bags, and you're going to carry that on. Amen. Let it go. So that's what I did. I said, you know, I'm going to let it go. There's no need to be angry because he might not do what I want him to do, and that's where we get stuck sometimes. We expect people to perform the way we want them to. If you're in a relationship, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you say, let's go to the movies, and you know you want to really see a certain movie, and they say, I want to see such and such. And you're looking at them like, wow, that's such a dumb movie. And we start to get upset with them because we have these expectations on them. We can't put expectations on other people. Because if you do, they will let you down. I promise you that. So, like I said, I just decided to not let that painful memory wear me down. So if you have painful memories, don't let it wear you out. Don't let it make you bitter. Don't let it make you get discouraged. Don't get emotionally worn out going through your bags and saying, oh, I'm so hurt from this. Let it go. And it's hard to let it go. Don't get physically run down, depleted of all your energy, and have self-pity for yourself. Because you're going to have a pity party by yourself. If you constantly do that over and over and you have a lot of bags, trust me, your friends are going to wonder why they keep talking to you. They're going to say, every single time I talk to so-and-so, they're always mad. And I tell my kids, if you smile on the outside, it will make you smile on the inside. Because it just radiates. Joy will radiate to other people. If you see somebody that's upset, go smile at them. Say, I hope you have a blessed day. And say it, oh, so sweet. And I guarantee you it's going to change your mood. So that's why it's important to let those bags go. Because God said we can be free. So God also disciplines us. So when we go through problems, it's possible that we have put ourselves somewhere that God has had to discipline us. When you were a child, if you did something wrong, you touched the hot stove, either you got burned, and that was punishment enough, or your parents came up to you, they popped your hand, they did something to discipline you. God will discipline you. He would not be your father if he didn't. So you have a physical father, and you have a spiritual father. So why do we expect everything in our life to be tip-top perfect? It's never going to be perfect because we do things wrong. So we're going to get corrected. But the best thing for you to do is love anyway. Despite whatever you're going through, love anyway. Love yourself anyway. Because when God corrects you, you might not end up in a good place, but I promise you he's doing it for a reason. My car almost broke down on the way here because I almost ran out of gas. And I could hear the Lord, like, you knew you needed gas before you got on this highway. So if you run out of gas, that's your discipline. Because you know better. So when you know better, what do? You do better. So what am I never going to do? Get all the way on E and try to get on the highway. So the most important thing for you to remember, if you don't take anything else from what I say, don't carry your bags. Allow God to work through you and make you free. Don't be a prisoner. Don't have a sad situation. Decree and declare change in your life. Because you can do it. If you don't decree and declare change, who else is going to do it? So how? Stay faithful. And here's 3 ways that you can stay faithful. The first thing is in 1 Corinthians 3:11, it says, lay down a foundation. In order to do anything, you have to lay a foundation. So I tell my ladies, my men in our group, and I say, if you don't want to have sex, don't put yourself in a situation where you've got to make a decision not to have sex. So if you don't want to put yourself in a situation, you don't want to get pregnant. You don't want to get an STD. You don't want to get HIV. We did an activity. We sat at the table when it was about 12 kids. And we gave all of them index cards. And on the back of 3 index cards, there was an X. There was a C. And on the 3rd index card, it said, do not sign anybody's card. Do not talk to anybody. Do not let anybody sign your card. So we said, you get to know everybody that is in the room and have 3 people to sign your card. So they walked around the room. 3 people signed their card. The person that couldn't talk obviously had to sit down and not talk to anyone. And then we said, okay, time's up. 3 people have signed your card. Yes, okay, everybody sit down. Now turn your card over. Who has the card with the X on it? And somebody stood up. We said, you have HIV. And they said, oh my gosh, Miss Corbin. I said, it's an example, y'all, so we know it's not true. They said, okay. I said, now who has this person's name on their card? A bunch of people stood up. And then we said, who has any of these people standing on their card? Go ahead. So just about everybody was standing up. And then we said, who has the C on the card? Stood for condom. They protected themselves. We said, you can sit down. And who has, you didn't talk to anybody, you didn't let anybody sign your card, that person stayed seated the whole time because that person was abstinent. Are you being abstinent from God's word and deciding to engage in sex, in porn, in anything that you know that is wrong? You could be the one standing. You could be the one that God says, you know what, right now I have told you over and over again, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to let you fall. I'm going to let you get in that oven, let you cook until it's time for you to get out. And you climb and climb to get out, and you can't. So we told all the youth that were standing, you all have been infected with HIV. Stuff got real. And I said, it's casual sex. You guys think it's fun? You think it's okay? Oh, well, I'm just going to go over so-and-so's house. Well, you carrying that person with you. Every other place you go, you're carrying them with you, carrying their spirit, carrying their habits. And you wonder why all of a sudden you have a taste for drinking and you never drank. It's those soul ties. You got to get rid of them. You got to let God let you get free. Because that's going to go in your bag and that's going to make everything filthy. So, like I said, I talk candidly. So you guys, let it be real for you. Let it be real. So, like I said, the first way that you stay faithful is to lay a foundation. Know your values. Know the things that you're going to set before you. Make a straight path, and don't trade your values for anybody because you will come against some trials and you're going to have to make some decisions. Make the right one. We all make mistakes, but learn from it and don't do it again. And ask God to help you. The second thing is believe in the gospel. Believe in his word. If you don't believe in it, how can you implement it in your foundation? You've got to believe in his word. We can't find favor. Faith and favor go together, and it equals grace. You want God's grace? Stay faithful. You'll get it. You'll get some favor. The next thing is be obedient to his word. It's like they all kind of go hand in hand like a puzzle. You want to lay a foundation. You want to make sure you have good values. You want to believe in the word because you know that faith and favor equals grace. So you need some grace. I got some grace the other day. I was like, hallelujah, Lord. I don't know what I did to get this, but I know I'm happy. So I was already smiling, but my grin got bigger. Share that with other people. Share that with other people because they might be going through something. They need to hear it from you. They want to hear your testimony. They want to hear that you're still walking. I'm still struggling. Don't think just because I'm before you that I'm perfect, because I promise you I'm not. I promise you that I'm not perfect. So you want to stay faithful to his word. And faith is not impossible, but you have to exercise it. You have to work it. You have to let it get stronger. And you are not the source of your blessings. God is the source. So if you get a blessing, thank God for it because it's worth it. Glory is on the inside of you. So one thing that God put inside of you is his glory. So you got to let it shine. You got to get rid of those bags. You got to let it all go so that you can stay faithful and walk in his word. And show other people that you're walking in his word. Don't forget him when all of a sudden you start doing good. How soon do we forget that God brought us through so much? As soon as something happens, oh, we got $100 extra, and you go spend it on alcohol. You go spend it on cigarettes. You go spend it at the mall knowing you haven't tithed on that money yet. And then that money's gone, and then you wonder, oh, God, I need some more. He just blessed you with plenty, but you let it go through your fingers. So, see yourself with your spiritual eyes. So remember that. See yourself in your spiritual eyes. Know what you want for your future. Set your goals for yourself. Look beyond where you are right now and decide where you want to be. Speak it. Decree it. Declare it. If you have to take a note card, a sticky note, and put it on the mirror, put it on the mirror and remind yourself, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to be. If you are sick and you want to be well, put a picture of yourself well. Picture yourself. You have to do that. You have to see where you want to go. How do you know where you want to go if you can't see it? How do you know you're going to walk to the mailbox if you don't open your eyes? You've got to be able to see where you want to go. Let God know you're dropping your baggage. Focus on what you want in your life and see yourself. Set your mind on all the things you want above the earthly things. Because maybe there's a business inside you. Maybe you need to help other people. There's a lot of youth that need help. Maybe you can just speak to one of them and say, you know what? I see your struggle. Or maybe somebody just needs a hug. Maybe they need a smile. Spread that grace that God is giving you. Start anticipating doors opening for you. Expect and excel and allow God to move you aside for more things to come. It's really important. It's really important for you guys to speak things into existence. Maybe you need to change your friends. Maybe you need to change that TV show. Maybe you shouldn't watch Housewives of Atlanta because you know you are not living in Atlanta. You cannot have Gucci everything. You cannot have a $6,000 Chanel bag. You better go to Payless and get them shoes and wear them good. I would love to have expensive things, but then I think, for what? So I can wear them and wear them out, and then I got to toss them out. Your blessings, your worth is in God, not in things. So you will look at these TV and you look at social media and you see pictures and you start posting things because you want people to like you. Where are your values? Where are your values? You can't become what you can't see. You can't become what you can't see. You cannot become what you can't see. You're looking at Housewives, and that's all you're looking at. Baby cakes, that's not you. Like I said, maybe you need to change your friends. Maybe you need to hang around some good people. Maybe you need to work on that issue with peer pressure. Go to somebody that's stronger than you. In the Lord. I'm not talking about they drink more than you. I'm not talking about that. Go to somebody that's stronger than you. Lay your foundation in a church. Make sure they focus on the Bible. not on other people. Because it's more important than you understand for you guys to do the right thing, get your values straight, walk in God's favor. Faith, favor equals His grace. That's all I have for you guys. But I just hope that you're able to pull some things from this. I know I've been through a lot in my life. I want to say about 5 years ago, January, I was in jail. 21 days and no bail. Because I was in a domestic violence situation